getting started, because why the hell not? Anyways,
Right?
right. You know, like today's like a horror movie. I mean, like the accidents today, it's like yikes.
Right. Yeah, there was one on 75 yesterday, and I'm pretty sure somebody died. And then there was like another motorcycle accident like a mile away. Somebody fucking died. And
Oh my gosh,
it's like they leave these bodies in the middle of the road. Like, why don't they move the bodies? I don't know why they don't.
that's kind of horrible. That's kind of horrible. Like, oh my
It
goodness.
That's
is.
sick.
Somebody was like, they have to investigate. Like, he's like, it was a car accident. Like,
Yeah. I mean, like, speaking of that, like, the topic today, we're just gonna go with, like, we're gonna go with, half of real life events, like, to movies, to video games, so, I mean, I'm gonna start off with just real life events, because the real life today from this week, from last half of last week today is like a horror film, going from like the rates to the amount the accidents today. It's like holy a mother of goodness. You know what I
yeah,
mean? It's super horrible.
yeah. I mean, like, what kind of events have happened? Like, can you think of any events that have happened in this week
That's a
that
good
you said?
question. I want to say like some horrible events like well, I shouldn't bringing this up to the podcast, so I mean like, yeah, it's a recording. So
Yeah,
yeah, so I want to say like from job losses, I mean, people are gonna disagree about that because like jobs are coming back, but jobs are going low and low, while the stock market is going high. I mean, that's good and all. Like it's just going
yeah,
speedy high and all that too. Like, damn, that's a good question. I forgot the rest. Oh,
yeah.
right.
No, I don't know anything about stock market.
I don't know about it either. It's
Anything.
really interesting, superly interesting to hear about that. Like,
Yeah, I mean, like, let me see. I put in $10 into the stock, and I'm actually like, just this just made me remember because I forgot I put money into a stock. I want to see how much I've made so far.
how do those work? Like, oh my goodness, like it's like one of those pyramids.
I've
Pyramid.
made $1.70 so far.
What?
Yeah, I don't know. Like, you fucking you like smart investors invest into things that are about to like boom. Like, I just invested in in the coronavirus vaccine, and that's gonna boom because everybody's gonna fucking buy it. So like, I don't know. I think that's like the gist of it.
Yeah.
I have no idea.
Oh my god, the amount of people
You
are
put
going.
money into it, and as time goes on, your money grows.
Your money grows. Like I read an interesting I read an interesting news that people are literally robbing vaccines to get vaccinated, and then they'll be like, "You're arrested." I'm like, "Why?"
I don't know, man.
It's crazy.
We could talk. Me and Cole could talk about fucking Christy Noam and what the hell she's doing in
The
South
fuck?
Dakota.
God,
That dude, we
fucking
could talk
that.
about that.
Who the
That'd be a
fuck
good
is
thing to
that?
talk about.
Tell me more about that.
That is
Interesting.
our governor. Recently, medical and recreational marijuana was passed, and we are the first state to have legalized both on the same day in the same election. And ever since it's been elected, our governor, Kristi Noem, has been fighting to get that revoked so that we don't get recreational. And she just doesn't want marijuana whatsoever. And
Recreational
actually,
and medical. She don't want either of them.
it was just taken to court, and now they're taking back recreational. They're unpassing, if you will, recreational marijuana in South Dakota.
What about medical?
medical is not being removed or revoked, but it is being postponed for a year.
That's good at least. But it's gonna be so hard to get a prescription right now. But I want to add to like he is quoted with saying some shit like, "I trust the people of making decisions without some bureaucratic whatever getting in the way of those decisions." And then we make the decision to legalize pot, and she's just goes back on her word. Like, that is just, I mean, like, I know it's like not surprising that a politician did that, but it's just fucking ugly, man. And I've heard rumors that she's gonna try to like become president, and if she does, she's gonna be crucified, bro. She's gonna be like, the internet is gonna tear her apart. I swear.
Yeah,
to
dude,
God.
like imagine if other people knew about her.
Right. Imagine if people cared about the state of, if like the rest of the world cared about the state of South Dakota, or like knew anything about the state of South Dakota, like it would probably be viral. You know what I mean? She would probably be like, all the people on Twitter would fuck her up too. It's like,
Yeah, dude, she'd get massacred. But no, the conspiracy with the deal is her her husband sells farm insurance.
yeah,
Ooh, I'm
yeah.
interested.
So she can't make money off of it, right?
Oof.
Yeah, like, fuck up her husband's whole ass business.
I mean, why can't he sell pot farm insurance?
I don't know. I think it's like a moral issue.
Fuck his morals.
I don't know. I have no idea.
I hate his morals. His morals are stupid. I bet him and Kirsty Noam drink wine together and go coyote hunting.
Very fucking interesting, about that.
Did they ever even do anything with the meth campaign? Did they ever do anything with that?
They
Or
didn't
did
do
it
shit.
just-
They didn't do shit about the campaign about that.
No, in South Dakota, they were doing a meth campaign. The slogan was literally meth. We're on it. That was the dude. That was literally the slogan for this anti-meth campaign, saying that like we're on solving the problem, but like I don't know how they didn't make that innuendo. I don't know how they didn't get that innuendo right there.
It's so
Like I don't.
It's so fucking weird, Like, you gotta be careful what you say. You gotta be
Yeah.
careful where you're going because, hey, look what happened to everyone's favorite simp figure. Like
Who's that?
Star Wars.
Oh,
It's
yeah. I don't know. I haven't seen any of the movies.
not about the movie.
Whoa!
Oh,
You didn't know that?
I am so gonna.
Oh,
I'm gonna get roasted for this
terrible.
one.
You didn't know that?
That's terrible.
It is. You didn't hear about that? Like, they fired her.
No, I knew about that. I'm talking about Sam not knowing about, like, not watching Star Wars.
Oh man, it's not about only the movie, but it's the Mandalorian. Like, it's funny because I'm in this Facebook group, and every new episode, the first thing they say is, "Where's Mama Cara? Where's Mama Cara?" And I'm like, you guys are simps. You guys are like insane simps. Like, holy mother of God.
I would like to watch it for Bill Burr. I would.
Okay,
I do
Bill.
like Bill Burr.
Bill Burr is technically the Johnny Sins of Star Wars.
He's
So
the
what?
man.
Literally, oh gosh, I made a meme.
Did I hear that right? Are we talking about the same celebrity here?
Bro, literally, he looks exactly. I'm sorry, Bill Burr. Don't cancel me, but bro, the
Bill
first
Burr,
the
call
first
the
time.
podcast and talk about it.
What happened?
I was like, Bill Burr, come on the podcast.
Come on the podcast. I will love to.
Are we live right now? Are we live?
Of course we're live. I said we're live earlier.
Oh, sweet. All right.
Yeah, we were live earlier. I just said, like, as soon as I pointed my finger up, giving you the signal. Yeah, we're live.
My bad, people. I'm sorry.
It's alright. It's alright. Yeah, and I will.
I have severe ADHD, so sometimes I don't be
Oh,
processing. My
we
brain don't
all.
process
Some of
things.
us.
So
Some of us do. You know, like sometimes we would just go.
all
Yeah, I
right.
feel like people with ADHD, like really good drummers, would blast me like.
I would be getting in trouble for that stuff in school, like tapping my feet or like, shaking my leg or whatever. Like I would get, I mean, like, I don't know, not like yelled at or scolded, but I would be like told to stop. You know what I mean?
Yeah, funny thing is that when I was in an interview with when I was in an orientation with FedEx, I used to do that shit a lot because it was like a 4 or 5 hour orientation at FedEx. So like I tried my best not to fall asleep. I've been there since 8 in the morning. All I had is coffee, and I was like, all right, I'm up. Let's get it. Let's get this. Let's get this bread. And all of a
Right.
sudden, it was like, oh my god, I'm so fucking tired. Hearing this guy talking and all that, and I'm over here like, just shut the fuck up, just shut the fuck up. Shut. So as soon as I was about to close my eyes, I hear a guy just yell at the other guy, and he's like, "Yeah, we got to get him out." And the dude was like, "What's happening? What's happening? What's happening?" And they fucking kicked him out, and I was like, "Holy shit!" Like if you fall asleep at an orientation at FedEx, they'd be like, "Hey, hey, buddy, we gotta go." I was like, "What happened? What happened? We gotta go."
They kick you out,
They'll
like
kick
for
you
good.
out.
Like you don't got a job no more.
They kick you out if you don't get a job. It was intense because I was like, "Oh shit!" I closed my eyes for about 3 minutes and nobody did not see that. Oh shit! I gotta open my eyes right now.
Dude, that happened to me one time, like 2 weeks ago, actually.
No. What happened?
I just like passed out for like 2 minutes, 3 minutes, and nobody fucking saw me. And then I got a call because I'm a fucking telemarketer.
Oh no.
Damn.
I was just like, oh, and like did my little fucking spiel.
That 9 to 5 jobs be like, yeah, just wake the fuck up, bro. And I'm like,
Dude, in high school, I remember I fell asleep in physical science class, and I had taken my glasses off and set them like over here, and I had one of those. I remember I had one of those falling dreams, and right before I hit the ground, I kind of jumped up a little bit and flinched, and like my hand hit my glasses and like fucking launched them, and it was a scene, and it was so embarrassing. But I mean, I think there was even like a pool of drool there too. But that might have been a separate situation. But fucking, I don't know, it was funny. But
yeah.
I don't know. A little shift in topic. How do you guys feel about The Last of Us being made into a movie or a TV show?
It's a TV show, and all I can say is it takes place before Last of Us 2, so a lot of people are still rejoicing about it. What's funny as hell is that I got a feeling they did this intentional for Pedro Pascal. No, Pedro Pascal is getting casted in good movies. Let's just say that he's getting better and better. Giving him better characters.
Yeah, he's about to blow up.
Because before,
I don't know like who he is.
Okay, so
like,
Pedro Pascal is the actor of Game of Thrones. If you recognize him, his head getting blown up after getting gouged, or if you've seen Equalizer 2, he was also in the film.
He plays the Mandalorian.
He plays the Mandalorian.
I haven't seen any of those.
Man.
I know you haven't seen.
What
the
about
Mandalorian.
Narcos? At least Narcos.
No, 4 for 4.
God damn it! You know what? I'm gonna give you a list that just be like,
yeah.
God damn it! Hold on, let me just find it.
I forgot he was in Narcos.
I'm over here watching Once Upon a Time in Hollywood for the night.
Oh! You've seen this movie? We could. Oh wait, is it We Could Be Heroes? Right?
Oh my God! Yeah, that was. Oh my. Okay, was he Shark Boy?
No, he was the.
No, he was Shark Boy.
No,
was
he's not Shark Boy. No,
I swear to
no,
God.
he's the dad. He's the dad of the daughter that has no powers.
Oh yeah, he was like
Yeah,
the.
that's Pedro Pascal. So yeah, so
that
what's
movie
okay?
had
So
me
let me
fucked up.
before we get to the last one, let me explain this joke to you. That why what was it very intentional? Cole knows about it already. It's because he was trending a lot. It's because he plays as the dad like of Grogu, which is Baby Yoda, and
Grogu.
yeah, that's the name of the Baby Yoda, and
I didn't know that.
it's so funny. And if you look up his name in Wiki, you will see his adopted son, Grogu. I'm like, I I can't help it. I mean, I feel like I'm gonna look it up right now, and I'm like, oh god, please tell me don't tell me they actually they put it his adopted son Grogu. Like it's just so funny because I'm like, okay, he's a good actor, but oh my gosh.
Do you have to know like Star Wars lore or have to see the Star Wars
Not at all.
to watch the Mandalorian? You don't?
I mean, it does come into hand, but you don't need to have seen it to understand it. Like, there's a lot of shit
You
in there
need to
from.
understand who's Luke Skywalker. But the more you watch other Star Wars stuff, you will understand who's the characters. So like, for example, there's
I
a
have such a big appreciation for the films because they're like marvels for the time and they like changed the game for filmmaking, you know? I mean like
yeah.
I
I
mean there
mean
was
for
like 2001 A Space Odyssey was before Star Wars and that was like a fucking more technical marvel too. But
yeah.
like Star Wars was like it's a huge worldwide cultural phenomenon, you know, not just a few movies. So I have a huge appreciation for them. I've just never sat down and watched them. I was, a lot. I think I've said this before, but a lot of people like that, Indiana Jones and stuff like that. I was like Godzilla and
Oh my
King Kong
oh my
and
gosh.
I
Don't
was
even
into
get
those
started with
like
Godzilla.
the monster movies. I was into like the monster movies as a kid.
Don't get started with Godzilla, but yeah, I grew up with Star Wars more. Like, yeah, I'm gonna say this proudly. I start off with the prequels, then I start appreciating the original way more as soon as I got into it. I'm like, I really love it.
Yeah,
My dad would teach me about what's the Jedi and what's the Jedi way, and it's like, okay, yeah, cool. Jedi is really fucking cool. And then as soon as I grow more, and it's like, okay, I feel like the Jedi's are just human weapons, trying to act like they're nice to you and all that. Well, the Siths are like the real fucking people, they just be like, yeah, but except they're like easy to piss off.
well, I've been reading a lot of actual like Star Wars novels, and I'm like kind of agreeing with some of the Siths.
You
Like,
can read?
Yeah, there's Star Wars novels. It's gonna sound so funny, but for me, how I understand all of the Star Wars is I read from novels to the actual shows I used to show in Cartoon Network to Disney XD, and it's crazy how it connects to the story. So I love when the Mandalorian fans complain, "Who the hell is Thrawn?" The same people who keeps questioning who the hell is Thrawn, are the same people who calls original song TikTok songs. So yeah, they call Bring Me the Horizon Sleepwalking a TikTok song. But yeah,
What? That's my
continuing
fucking
to
heart. I love that song.
continuing with Thrawn. So like I love when people be like, "Who the hell is Thrawn?" And I had to explain it. Like, don't tell me who's Thrawn. I was like, "Dog, just watch the show." So and
yeah,
every time when I tell people, you be surprised the more you keep discovering Star Wars. You be surprised what's more. So Cyberpunk, what? Not Cyberpunk. Star Wars is like Cyberpunk. I mean, Star Wars is like very mature outside of the movies. So there's like, it has like psychological thriller to zombies to cannibals to Jedi's literally forcing each other to kill each other just to get out. There was
Like the
one,
novels.
like the novels. There is one novel. It's so brutal. I could be wrong. Somebody might comment on this later. But I read a novel where like Palpatine will like throw in like 7 or 6 Jedi's in a dome and leave him there until one last standing. So like if you don't kill each other, you end up staying there starving to death.
That's
It's
crazy.
fucking brutal. My favorite's got to be the zombie one because of it takes place before Dark no Death Troopers. Now every time I think of Death Troopers, I think of as they're just dead clones because Death Troopers are basically the zombies of Star Wars. So like it's so interesting. I always tell people watch if you it gets interesting because I always tell people if you want a horror Star Wars, read Death Troopers. Like I would love to have David S. Goyer to oh wait David S. Iyer or David S. Goyer, the one who directed 28 Days Later.
I have no idea.
Uh,
What were you saying? Before I made that joke.
Thought 28 Days Later was directed by Danny Boyle.
Danny Boyle.
That's
There we
what I
go.
thought. Yeah,
Yeah, I
that's
was
what
like I'm trying to remember the name
Anthony
like
said.
Danny Boyle. Okay, yeah.
Whenever Anthony said that on the last podcast, I pictured Danny Glover in my head for some reason. I was like, he made a movie? He
Okay,
made
yeah,
that
Danny
movie?
Boyle. There we go, Danny Boyle. I would love for him to direct if he ever does a horror star, which it's been talked about so many times, and I'm like, bro, don't expand it, bring it to life. We've been wanting this for so long.
I would watch that. That
Well,
would get
did
me
they
to watch
ever
all the other Star Wars, to be honest.
did they ever make that it was like a horror X-Men movie that was
Yeah,
like
the New Mutants.
yeah, did they make
Oh,
Yeah,
that?
it came out. It was, we don't talk about that.
They made it, but it was pushed back for like 3 or 4 years, man.
Oh, was it
Yeah,
Like
rough?
literally, like that is the most cursed movie because like it was pushed back like 2 or 3 times, and then it finally was getting like an actual official release, and people were like about to give it a chance, and then COVID happened, and it's like holy shit, and then they finally just threw it on a streaming service and got rid of it. So I think you can watch it now somewhere.
yeah. It's a rare film to find unless you buy it, but it's a rare real film to find. It was okay. I mean, it wasn't that horrific. It was, I mean, the before the shoot, it was kind of horrific because it was like going from paranormal to like discovering what's your powers. So it was alright. I never got to see it, but it was okay. I'll be real. But speaking of horror on Marvel, Doctor Strange 2 is supposed to be a horror film.
Hmm.
Now I'm really interested in seeing that. Although I'm really bummed that it comes out after Spider-Man 3, but hey, I mean, what can we do? I'm really interested because of ever since I was watching WandaVision, I always think of like is WandaVision ever stuck in the multiverse? Oh wait, I forgot. Spoilers. No, I'm not going to spoil it.
I've been wondering what they were gonna do with Marvel ever since
Yeah. Now,
Infinity. Whatever.
if you guys don't watch WandaVision, you're missing out what's really huge.
I've been thinking about starting it. I might start it after this.
Like
Hmm.
what?
What is that? What is Wanda?
It's a
WandaVision?
television. It's a series in Disney Plus.
What
What?
was her X-Men name? Like the Scarlet Witch or
Scarlet
something?
Witch. Yeah.
I heard
I
her
like
character
calling
was
I like calling
Huh?
her I like calling her Scarlet Witch better than Wanda.
Well, the thing about it was Fox allowed the use of 2 Marvel characters or something before Disney bought Fox. So
It was
they were permitted to use the Scarlet Witch and Quicksilver, but they weren't permitted to call them Quicksilver or the Scarlet Witch, so they went by their actual names, like Wanda.
That's whack.
Oh.
You don't see that coming, don't you? You didn't see that coming.
Did you
But
see? the Kick-Ass post in my.
Oh my gosh!
Yeah, dude, I
Yes.
want to watch Kick-Ass so
Oh
bad.
my, I've seen 1 and
Daniel.
2. I wish they can make a third one. Oh my god. I love
Dude,
the
Jim
The
Carrey
second
was
one
in the
was so
second
good.
one.
dude. I love
Huh?
the Kick-Ass series. So fucking
Yeah,
dude.
Jim
Ah
Carrey.
man. I
I
love
Like,
can't
I
the.
really
believe that
had.
Jim Carrey was in the second one. When I heard that Jim Carrey was going
I
to be in the
loved it.
second Kick-Ass, I shit my pants, dude, because I loved Kick-Ass as a kid, and Jim Carrey is an
Oh
idol,
my god.
an
That
idol
no,
of mine.
he's good. I watched it because of him, and I watched the second one because of him. Nicolas Cage as well. That was like the two original
No,
actors.
he wasn't. He wasn't in the second one, was
He
he?
was in the first one.
No.
Yeah, he was in
Nicolas
the first
Cage.
one because no spoilers, but
It's
It's an
George.
old film. Y'all can watch it.
yeah, it's a great film. Everybody should
But
watch
no,
it.
like, I had such low expectations for the sequel.
I don't know. I didn't know how to feel about it. I think at that time
I
wasn't.
really thought it was a decent made sequel.
I like the first. When I first time saw Kick Ass, I used to think it's super bad, but it wanna be superhero.
I don't know.
What's
I always loved it. I always kind of related to it, just because
about
like
Birdman?
I've never seen
Huh?
Birdman.
I
Oh,
want to
it's-
see it because Alejandro is like straight up like Amores Perros, 21 grams, and what's the other one? Beautiful or not beautiful? Babel. Those are like that little trilogy right there is like one of my favorite trilogies, man. He is so good. So I really want to see Birdman.
yeah, I really love that movie, and like it gets a lot of people call it cringe.
Nah, I've
Why?
never seen
Wait,
it.
What
It's
is
like
it about, David?
it's like categorized with like Drive with Ryan Gosling and like American Psycho, like those type of like people on the internet.
So like, what is it about? What is the? Because I do want to see. What is? I don't know what it's about. I always thought it was like a documentary about some bureaucrat or something. But
Oh, I saw it forever ago, but like it's like a fever dream to me. But I think Nick Offerman was in it.
I'm
And
gonna Letterboxd. I'm gonna go on Letterboxd and look up the synopsis for it because I don't know what that movie's about, and you
oh
know,
yeah, it was Michael Keaton.
yeah, Michael
Oh,
Keaton.
shit. Speaking of Michael Keaton, Vulture.
Yeah.
You know, speaking of American Psycho, I would love a DC version of American Psycho, but as Jared Leto.
No,
It's about him like
I
I'm not
wouldn't
gonna
want to. I
kill
wouldn't
ya.
want to see that.
I'm just
he was
gonna.
like a superhero, like he was Birdman on the TV show or something.
Who, Jared Leto?
No, Michael Keaton, and then
Oh.
like in the movie he's like a washed up actor
Oh, okay.
or
I
something like that. I
remember
can't
hearing
remember
about
the
It's
details.
so
of it.
funny how, speaking of Michael Keaton, Michael
All the
Keaton.
people that I follow on Letterboxd gave it 5 stars, pretty much. So I think it's, I don't know. Seems like a pretty good movie.
Yeah, it's a really like it's
Yeah,
got a lot
also
of
Michael Keaton's the original Batman.
Yeah, dude.
I fucking love him
more
as Batman.
I'm more of an Adam West Batman kind of guy.
Yeah.
Hey, man,
I mean, I'll be
never
real
want
with
that
you.
Batman.
I'm so used to I'm pretty much gonna get my ass kicked for this, but I'm so used to Christian Bale's
Yeah,
Batman.
no, that's my. When I think of Batman, it's always Christian Bale. That's the first one that comes to mind.
I mean, yeah,
Christian Bale.
Christian Bale.
I was
and
thinking
then-
Adam West with like the little drawn on eyebrows.
I've never
We
seen
don't-
the movie.
We don't talk about. We don't. Maybe if we bring it up, George Clooney.
No, we talk about it. We talk about it. We
George Clooney.
talk about it.
George Clooney. George
Dude, Arnold
Clooney.
Schwarzenegger as who was he? He was
Yeah,
Mr.
Arnold.
Freeze.
Arnold as what's his? Oh man, fuck.
Mr.
Frost.
Freeze.
I think is it Frost?
I thought it was Mr.
Yo,
Freeze.
speaking of Arnie, I just watched Total Recall the other day. That was a bad movie. Not, it was a
Total
good
Recall.
movie.
Total Recall is nice.
It was enjoyable, but oh my god, it was ridiculous. It was so fucking like, I don't know. It was fun, but it was like I loved the special effects. I loved when it was so like when he like threw the head off and she's like she said like a one liner and her head exploded. That was so funny.
While we're on the topic of Arnold Schwarzenegger, I don't know if you guys went through this, but like, do you guys remember when the Expendables came out and like
Oh
everyone
my
lost their
god!
mind?
My
Expendables
dad
1
was
and
like,
2.
Sammy,
My dad, oh
the
no, my dad,
Expendables.
I used to love I only watched 1 and 2. 3 was
One and
like,
two.
3 was like, I can't stand, I can't, I'd rather not talk about 3, but 1 and 2 is the best.
But like everyone lost their mind over that movie.
Bro, I
Yeah.
remember the hype. I remember the hype. Like, that's like,
Yeah, dude, like there was so much hype.
it
So
was so
much
much. I remember
insane
that
amount. I mean,
film. Like,
it
when
was all of the beloved like 80s action
I,
heroes
w-
in one movie.
I wish you guys will understand this, but Expandables is pretty much the JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, but in real life action movies. Now,
That's an anime that I would like to watch, but
okay.
people tell
Now,
me it's a joke anime, but I
it's
don't
a
know what that
serious
means.
anime, really serious.
Yeah, it's not. It's got a decent plot. I'm
Well,
like,
Oh, people!
for
Someone told me it's a
Expandable,
joke anime.
well,
Someone
for
told me it's like a meme. It's
it's
just
not
a
a meme. As
meme.
soon as you watch it, you're in for a ride. I have
yeah,
to
dude, he's
say,
pretty sick. Like I'm like 3 seasons deep.
season 3 is the has the best story. Season 2 has the best characters.
Yeah, like everyone, when it comes to like talking about one of the JoJos, everyone talks about Jotaro,
Yeah,
and
that's
that's
the main. That's the main. That's everybody's favorite JoJo.
yeah, for
Literally
sure.
everyone. That's literally everyone's favorite JoJo. He's overhyped. He's like the most overly hyped anime, and people like the American version of him because he plays McCree in Overwatch.
Hmm.
Oh, word.
And people lost their shit when he said, "You know what the hero in the West will say? It's high noon." Everyone lost their shit. That's like how That's I reminisce to Expandable when there was just one line. It was so funny, and then everyone lost their shit to it. It was like, ah, damn. But yeah, going back to Expandables. Yeah, I remember how overly hyped that movie was because of as soon as I watched the trailer, it named all the cast's name, and as soon as I saw Dolph Lundgren, I was like, shit's about to get real.
Bro,
I have
that's such a stacked cast.
It is a stack cast, and I remember people we used to bitch to bring Jackie Chan, and give Arnold Schwarzenegger more movies. Arnold Schwarz, like
Schwarz.
they want to give him more screen time. People used to bitch about that movie.
Dude, I don't think Arnie can. I don't know. He was good at the Terminator, but I don't know.
I don't think he can act
I didn't
anymore.
like his acting in Total Recall, and I know that's like a.
His best movie was
I
The
didn't like it.
Kindergarten Cop.
I have to
I
say
never saw
Terminator
that,
2.
actually.
Fun fact.
Judgment Day?
Yeah, Judgment Day.
Dude, I fucking love Judgment Day.
Fun fact. I can piss off my mom if I say any Terminator movie is better. I would love to bring it up right now, but I don't want to bring the whole audio down just to say, "Mom, what's the best Terminator movie?" Oh wait, I forgot. Terminator Dark Fate's better. She will literally go straight into do the deep detail and say no. Terminator 2 is the best because when I was your age, I watched it with my friends. Not only I watched it with my friends, I had the best time ever. Not only that, it has the best story, and not only that, Arnold was really, 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 really on point. And go with Linda Hamilton. She will go deep. Like I will love to bring it up right now. I could just piss her off.
Yeah,
Cause
God, dude, where can I watch that movie? I'm gonna watch Terminator.
I love Terminator 2. Like that Terminator 2 to me is the best Terminator.
Well, that was the first Terminator movie that I saw, and I watched it like 50 plus times before I ever saw the first one.
Yeah,
Oh, so you don't have to see the first one to see the second one?
Nah.
Yeah, no.
Did you know? So you haven't seen American History X, right?
I've seen a little bit of it. I saw like the beginning of it.
I think American History
Oh
X.
yeah, I think you actually came. I think we talked about this. Did you know that he's John Connor? The
Yeah,
John
yeah,
Connor is in
yeah.
American
We talked
History
about
X.
that. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Dun, dun,
cool
dun,
to
dun,
me.
dun.
Whatever happened to that actor? I wonder. I wonder
Which
whatever
one?
happened.
Dude, I can
Edward
run.
Furlong, his name is.
Edward Furlong?
Yeah, he was in
Dude, I
American History
remember.
X.
I remember I saw. God, which one was it? It had David Tennant from
Ha.
Doctor Who.
I don't know
Terminator
why,
movie.
but like I found his. As soon as I searched up his as soon as I searched up his his name, all I find is his mugshot. But
Who?
Edward Furlong. I'm looking for.
Oh no! Oh,
I'm
that
like, come
tells me
on.
where he's at right
Oh
now.
come on, man! I just want to find. I just want to find his movies. I don't want to find a mugshot. But yeah, like yeah, and Terminator brings a lot of fucking good memories. I remember going to Universal Studios and go to the fucking Terminator play. I'm like, bro,
Fun
no
fact.
other Terminator movies. Terminator Salvation, in my opinion, was really close, but not close as being a classic. Christian Bale plays the best John Connor.
God, I
Like,
love Christian Bale.
I fuck when me and my dad saw Terminator
One of the best.
Salvation and we saw Christian Bale as John Connor, we were like, John Connor is fucking amazing. Like you can't deny about his method act. You know, like he will play as a method character. You know, really fucking well. And when I saw him in Salvation, you know, I love how I
I
love
didn't know that
how
Christian Bale was in a Terminator movie.
yeah, he was in Terminator Salvation. He plays as John Connor. My name is
Is
John
that
Connor.
was that one of the newer ones?
That's like in 2009.
Oh, okay.
I mean, in my opinion, it's like the second. It's like the second good Terminator because it had good filters for the pictures. It has really good filters. It had some of the good characters. The only thing is, it's really short. That's the thing. It's so short of a movie. Like
Do you remember how atrocious Terminator 3 was?
we don't talk about that.
What about Dark? Was that Dark Fate?
No. Pre reboot.
I heard
I
Dark Fate.
remember.
Was
Dark
They
Fate.
put, like-
Dark
They
Fate.
put like one of the fucking. They put like the one-liner in the movie. She goes, "I'll be back." In the
Yeah,
trailer.
here's the thing
Like,
though.
what?
Here's the thing though. Dark Fate is technically Terminator 3 reboot, but he's talking about the 2003 Terminator.
It was awful.
It was god off. Like when I saw it in theaters, my mom will be like, "Yeah, no, Terminator 3 is the best." Like, oh man, I could just talk. I could just text her right now. I feel like I would have.
Is
I remember I
worth
saw
the
Terminator Genesis in the theater, and I was the most cooked I've ever been in my life. And I don't remember a second of that movie. I remember Matt Smith from Doctor Who was in it, and that's all that I remember from
Bruh,
going.
when I saw Matt Smith, I'm like, y'all did him so fucking dirty.
I don't remember what happened. I just remember seeing his face.
I saw him there, and I'm like, y'all did him so dirty. You gave him like the worst second. Like, you gave him the worst second, and I'm like, bro, you could have just gave him an evil character. He's so evil looking. They fucked him up so badly. I hate it. I hate it when movies put a very good actor and they waste it like that. Now, I'm not talking about Deadpool or other celebrities in the other movie. That's just a fun way. But like when you put a serious when you
good
put,
actor in that.
when you put a serious situation with a good actor and you kill it off without or give it a few seconds, you just wasted a precious idea. You just threw it away. So when I saw that Doctor Who, I was like, okay, he looks like a really tight villain. No, they just gave him like a few seconds and be like, hey, okay, here you go. Let's be real, you know, he's not a good John Connor, you know, like the guy who plays as him. I mean, I liked him in Planet of the Apes too, but I didn't like him that much. So I mean,
Yeah.
A little shift on the Arnie conversation. I what do you guys think about Predator? Because I've wanted to see that movie for a long time, and I'm a huge Predator fan, but it looks
If it
like
bleeds,
insufferable to watch. I
if
don't
it
know
if
why.
it bleeds, we can kill it.
It just looks like a. I don't know. Is it a
Honestly,
good? Is it worth the watch? Is it
coming
I've never
crazy?
seen it.
coming from a guy who's been watching horror movies all his life and watching a lot of monster movies, I say Predator 2 and Predator 1 is my most favorite because my favorite lines from if it bleeds, we can kill it to get to the chopper. That's the most common one. And then not Terminator 2, Predator 2 is also my favorite because that one dude was like, "That's one ugly motherfucker," and then it goes like, "That's one ugly motherfucker." So
Yeah, that's. So does it show a lot of the Predator in the first one?
yeah, it shows like a surprise, and then later on in the film, it just goes with the fighting. But I like Predator 2 because it goes with it feels very rewarding, satisfying killing the predator. Not
Oh, it's
because
just
he's the
one.
bad. No,
I
that's
thought
just, that
Predators
that's
was two.
that's Predator 2. It's
Mm.
very very satisfying because not only like yay the bad guy died. No, it's technically about you becoming as the warrior. It's kind of based off of ancient warriors back in the day, from Mayans to Vikings to other warriors. If you defeat a main warrior, you become someone's worthy opponent. So I love Predator 2 because of the how other Predators come out. They gave him a what's that gun called? The Winchester, the blunderbuss. They throw him the blunderbuss from 1776. They say keep it. It's yours. It's worth it. And
That's fire.
he just fucks off, and I'm like, bro, that is the most satisfying ending.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I say Predator 2 is it's worth watching. And if you're gonna plan to watch Alien, I highly recommend watching Alien as well.
Oh no, I've seen Alien, and I've seen. I'm a huge Predator fan. Like I love like the lore of Predator. I've just never seen the original movies because I don't know. I don't know. I've just never gotten around to it. But I love like the design of the Predator.
Yeah, I love the
I
design.
love Alien versus Predator. So, Alien was one of my monster movies as a kid. That
Yeah,
was like
I love
probably my top
Aliens. I
one.
love
I feel
Aliens.
like
My dad showed me that movie when I was probably too young to see it, but I mean, like, really, the only like super gory part I remember was the chest burster scene, and I mean, like, I wasn't scared or anything, and I knew it was fake, so. But like, I always loved that movie. That fuck, I want to get like a xenomorph tattoo, face hugger tattoo, somewhere on my leg, where
I
I
feel
start my
like
horror story.
um, I've never seen. I'm kind of like the exact same as you, Sam. Like I'm a big fan of Predator. I think it looks sick, but I've never seen it, and I think it's because I cannot take Arnie serious.
Me either. Me either. But that's a good role for him. That's like a militant, like guy. Like that's a good role for Arnie to play. So it's convincing. But like
That's all of
kindergarten
his
cop,
roles.
I
All
don't
of
know
his
if I
roles are
feel.
militant guys.
Yeah,
Yo.
that's true. That's true.
Yeah, no, I fucking love Arnie's movies for so long. I always beg Arnold to play a zombie movie, and what do we get? We get Maggie. Maggie is literally only Arnold Schwartz only zombie movie he has. The only one he has.
I've never seen that movie.
It's
Never
like
even heard of it.
it gives like a it comes at night vibe. I want to say.
I love It Comes at Night. I love that fucking movie.
Yeah, it kind of gives that vibe. So yeah, it doesn't so much
To watch
doesn't
it
much it
again.
doesn't show that much zombies, but it shows like you Arnold wants to protect his daughter. And when I saw that movie, and when I heard Arnold, I was like, I want to watch it because Arnold never plays any horror movies, and that was like literally his kind of ish horror movie is his kind of ish first time horror movie. I don't know the what is that one movie? Days of End of Days. It's a pretty satanic movie where Arnold had to stop this antichrist from the end of the world, and then at the end he kills himself because it went inside of him.
I've never seen that. That sounds cool though.
It's such an old it's a very very old film, super old, but that's what I love about Arnold. And I just
Yeah.
like you said earlier, Arnold looks like he can't play anymore, and yeah, I agree. I mean, I rather see him like give a good send off for Terminator movies. Before he calls quits or retires. Is
Yeah.
like I don't like see him dying in Terminators because my bro. At least let my
He'll be
man's
back, man.
let my man live. Let my man's live. He had a family and everything. Like I said earlier, again, wasting actors. Like you could have
Yeah.
just gave him so much develop. I mean, I'm
Yeah.
I'm curious though when Linda Hamilton was like, so when you have a child, how does she know your weight? And I was like, damn. Damn. I laughed so hard about it. I didn't hear more about that scene, but Linda Hamilton roast Arnold so fucking. I'm like,
That's
damn.
hilarious, man.
But yeah, like Arnold can make a really good, memorable acting. So if he ever retires,
Yeah, the right role, like the right role. I feel you.
the right role, yeah, like, I can't see him do any more movies besides Terminator. Like it's just he's just getting old and everything. I mean, he's still a tough dude.
Yeah.
If you remember that one article where somebody literally drop kicked him in the back, and he only moved one step. He didn't fall down. He didn't react. He just moved one step and thought it was a small push.
Mhm.
I'm like, dude, that's like a
I actually saw a recent news article about Arnold Schwarzenegger. The news article was about him riding his bike down a street, so I think he's well.
That's good. That's good. I'm glad. Good king, bro.
He's still a
Good for
king.
him, man.
I mean, I love Arnold like all the death, man. Coming from a family who loves Arnold and all that. It's
Yep.
like
Yeah, my dad like literally is like a huge workout buff, and Arnold Schwarzenegger is like one of my dad's idols, man. Like,
yeah, literally, it's literally everybody in my family's workout idol. I mean, like me and my dad we used to do reviews a lot about it, and he would tell me the details while I tell about what's my view on the film. It's like okay, I kind of like the view. At the same time, my dad would explain the story. Like as watching
yeah,
Predator movies, we were expecting at least an Arnold. So like I think the last time we watched a Predator movie was like 2010, I think, when Predators
wow.
came out.
They just came out with a new one. Like, shit.
No, not
I'm
the
trying to
recent,
stop
not the
that
recent
from
one with,
happening.
not the recent one with Olivia Munn. No. The last one, the guy who
Olivia
played,
Munn. What the fuck? Why is she in a Predator movie?
she's in a Predator
She's
movie.
good, but why is she in a Predator movie?
She's in a Predator movie.
I feel like she just. I feel like she's like a. Isn't she like a romantic comedy? Actually,
Nah, I like her
Olivia
in
Munn.
comedy
Who is
movies.
it? Oh no, I'm thinking of a completely different person. I take back everything I just said. I apologize.
No,
I'm
not
thinking
not
of a
Olivia
different
Wilde. No, I think that's her name, Olivia Wilde.
Yup, that's what I'm thinking of.
But she scares the fuck out of me.
Olivia, I like Olivia Munn.
Yeah,
Good.
I'm always a huge fan of Olivia Munn from G-Force talk show
She's
to
in one of my favorite horror movies that nobody ever talks about called The Evil Within. And I'm not talking about the one made by the meth head. I'm talking about the one that's like a legitimate, actual like movie. That's
Is
not
that a
just like
video game adaptation?
yeah, that's a
The
video
Evil
game.
Within, dude. I have that right in here, but no, it's not an adaptation. That's just the name of the game. But no, the movie is actually really, really, really good. It's
Oh
got
wait, you're
Sean
talking
Penn.
about Olivia Wilde, not Olivia Munn.
Yeah,
Olivia
but
Munn's.
the devil with or the evil within
y-
has Sean Harris in it, the guy from Possum.
You're talking
He
about different film. You're talking about Lazarus. Lazarus.
no, I'm talking about the evil within. Hold on, let me see.
Yeah, look it
Dude,
up
it's
because
on, the Evil Within is on Tubi, bro.
Yeah, I'm kind of confused. I've never heard of an Evil Within movie.
Yeah, you might be the one that's on Tubi might be the one that's made by the meth head. There's another movie called The Evil Within that's made by like this that was made by like this guy who was like addicted to like meth, and he was like he had this money because he's like the son of another filmmaker or something, and he just like made this movie for like 3 years on this like 3 year long meth binge or something like that, and it's just the most bizarre like movie ever. But there's another
Yeah,
one.
I don't see it. I'm like looking, and I like, where is it? I mean, I can find her in
It
Dark
might be the
Phoenix.
it might be the devil within. Hold
You
on.
mean the Deliver Us from Evil?
Deliver us from yeah.
Yeah, no, that movie was a comedy to me.
Deliver Us from Evil was a con. That was a good movie to me, dude. I fucking loved that
It was
movie.
kind of a comedy to me. I mean, I didn't really, I wasn't a fan of it.
Why didn't you like about it?
Well, it doesn't, it doesn't really have the accurate to it. The only thing that's
The
accurate
what? It doesn't
is,
have the what?
well, I mean, paranormal. Coming from a former evangelist
Yeah.
getaway Christian. You know, coming from a guy who's a former getaway evangelist Christian. Yeah, no, you know, I find this not realistic. Let me give you guys a really true story.
Well, how do you not find it realistic? Then, like, what parts of it do you not find
Well, I want to
realistic?
say most of all is mainly it's mainly the how the plot goes with the guy who's possessed. I can't remember the film that well, but that one dude who's
I don't
like,
know. I guess I'm a guy. I don't really believe in all that shit. So I mean, like, it's pretty much a free for all in a ghost movie. Like, I mean, it's not really even a ghost movie, is it? I guess there was like a demon possession, but
it's more like a
at the
psychological supernatural
yeah,
film.
and it was very grounded in reality, and that's what I liked about it. It was very grounded in reality. I would have to watch it again because I haven't seen it since I was like maybe 17, and I've obviously my brain has developed more since then, so it might be the worst movie ever. Who knows? you know. But yeah, I don't know. I can't believe I mixed up the Evil Within. I don't know where that
Yeah,
came
no,
from.
when you say Evil Within, I'm like, you talking about the video game? You know, it's Delivers from Evil. Yeah, I know. It's like a comedy film. Same with The Devil Inside. It's like both of
Devil
the.
Inside was connect. Yeah, that
It's
shit was
like
stupid.
it was so stupid. I mean, ever since I call myself a former evangelist, former evangelist retreater, like a former one, I know how possessions actually fucking work. Now, I'm not saying it's coming from me because like usually it's like as soon as I was there, it's like, okay, all right, found faith, and later on it's like, bullshit. So but when I was there, it's because I was nice enough to volunteer for everybody's lunch and everything, for all the it's an all girls evangelist retreat. So I volunteered to serve lunch for them, breakfast and lunch for them. And there was one time where there was one time I was going checking out the hotels, see they had a gym. I heard like a loud scream go like all that. Take it as Derek Colonies. You know who's Derek Colonies, yeah?
Yep, I sure do.
Yeah, it's like that. It's like that highs without her moving her tongue. It was just highs. So like I got curious with my buddy, and I'm like, oh, let's see. I'm very curious. I mean, nothing's not gonna happen anyway. It was like literally all floating. I'm getting the fuck out of here. Nope, no,
You saw a
nope.
person floating?
Yeah, literally floating. It was like holy shit.
I love you, Carlos, but I honestly don't know if I believe you. I don't know if I believe that story.
I would, like I
I love
said,
you with all my heart,
I.
and I'm not calling you a liar.
It's
But
okay. It's okay. I wish I can interview that person, but It was
This guy came into one of my smoke shops one time and told me that he saw 100 gangsters levitating in the moonlight one night.
that's
That was
that's not that's
very
not true.
interesting.
No, here's the thing though. Here's the thing though. I know I'm not a big fan of talking beliefs at all and everything. I mean that's okay. That's just a story of how I fucking saw it, and I was like, now I'm not saying as a bullshit statement. It was what's that for? The encounter retreatment. That's what it's called. The encounter retreatment. You know, all these people will stand up for like 12 hours and all that. I didn't mean to disrespect any Christians in here, but 12 hours and all that. And then when I nicely volunteered after quitting that one, I was like, I just gonna serve lunch for everybody, breakfast and lunch. Go to the gym. I saw that motherfucker. Like it was just three women. While that woman was like she needed help, so like she was just floating. I was like, I wish I would have. I want to record it, and I was like, shh. It is fucking scary. I mean, holy shit. Paranormal out there is fucking scary. It's fucking real. I'm not saying it as.
I have one paranormal experience.
Remember the movie Grave Encounters
Only one
2?
though.
Anyone remember?
Yeah.
I'm not saying it
Yeah, I
like.
don't remember, but I remember.
Okay, so I'm not. Okay, let me just tell you in a different word. I'm not saying it as I want to make it up to spice things up. I'm saying like that's fucking real. And I was like, oh my gosh. So it was just like, okay, I'm just going to walk away before someone say, yeah, you're not going to look at it like it's a fucking joke. So I'm like, I'm not going to say it's a joke. It's a fucking real story, That's what this podcast about. Not just about horror movies, but, when I say to spice things up, getting more stories are either like getting more true stories. I wish personally in my heart I would love to, but I'd rather not interview in person because of we all know what will happen if we interview.
I would love to. I
would love to interview
more of like a Sean.
I would love to interview just via.
I see myself as more of a Sean from BuzzFeed Unsolved. I am always like on the search to see paranormal stuff, but I never have, and I'll always be a skeptic until I have my experience. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But little sneak peek for the next episode. Since we're on topic, I am going to bring on my friend Nick Doty, who has a YouTube channel where they did paranormal investigations throughout the
I would
U.S.
love
and
to
they
check
did some
that
in the
out.
U.K. as well.
Oh, where's he from?
Yes, he's hopefully he's from my hometown, Sioux Falls, South Dakota. Cole is from South Dakota as well. I don't know if he's from Sioux Falls or not. What city?
Me?
Cole?
Yeah. Like right now I'm in Rapid City. I'm from this tiny.
So where were you born?
I was born in Germany. First.
Oh, I thought your hometown was Sioux Falls.
No, I'm from it's called Hurley is where I grew up. It's like a half an hour south of Sioux Falls.
Oh, okay.
Nice.
I forgot. Oh yeah, no, that's where Nick Doty's from. He's from my hometown. Not Cole's. Hurley's from Hurley's a different city or whatever. But yeah, he's from Sioux Falls, and their YouTube channel has a pretty big following, and they ended up going to like the UK and stuff, which was really cool. So hopefully he comes on the podcast. If everything works out, he'll be our guest on the podcast next week. So that's pretty exciting.
I'm really stoked to hear about that more. Let me jump to this one. What do you guys think of because you guys mentioned this earlier, we might need a new member for this to give more of a perspective view on that side. That includes gender-wise. What do you guys think of as the empowerment? For example, the witch trial. I've been wanting to bring this up for quite a long time because I'm a huge story on Salem witch stories, like Salem witches. So going from Abigail Williams to Thomason. To any other
Thomason.
You know what I mean? Thomason.
Yeah, I would like to live deliciously. I would.
Thomason.
I would.
Know what I mean? Like. Like,
Excuse
she
me.
gotta be the witch of the woods, but she gotta fight
So
for it.
what's? I'd be the witch of the woods.
I be
I
the
almost
witch
said
of the
wicked witch
woods.
of the west.
But I'm just a huge fan of it. But yeah, what do you guys think?
The
Like,
Witch is was a really good movie. I love
yeah,
it.
it's one of my favorite movies that got me into wanting to read more about the witch. You know, like every
Yeah.
time when I see the witch, I'm like, I really wish that we can interview somebody who's like onto witchcrafts, like as a witch. Like I really hear it because like I'm such a huge fan of it, and I would like love to interview about it more and everything. You know, I'm not gonna like say let's invite a goth girl here and just talk about witch, but no, like an actual
Oh
well,
man.
thinking about like because back in the day for the witch trial, I done a lot of research for it, and some would say bullshit, some would say it's not, and I'm like, I just read because I love the story.
Wait.
But
Are they saying that the witch trials didn't happen?
I want to say it did happen.
I would say it happened. I'm pretty
I
sure
mean,
it's
it pretty sure
documented. I'm
happened
pretty sure like the witch trials
because
are like a
of
documented
as
historical
a
event.
because here's the thing: as a woman back in those days, if you do one small step that's similar to masculine, they would consider you as a witch.
There's so many things.
Just
You
like
know?
that. So let's say,
Bad, man.
like let's say you want to help out your husband, you're a witch. Let's say you want to help your baby boy's son, you're a witch. Let's say you didn't cook at home, you're a witch. They will fucking make you step on a nail on your shoes, make you stay tippy toes, or not only just burned alive, just worse. And I'm like, bro, it's fucking horrible, you know? Like, oh my gosh. It's a spooky thingy.
Spooky, scary skeletons.
But you know, it's like sad at the same time, you know, because those days is like, yeah, you're scared shitless about, you know, what you want to do on it.
I always I always find like a sense of comedy in like the Salem witch trials because someone told me like their logic with it was when we burn them at the stake, if they like dissolve or dissipate, they're a witch, and if they just die, they're human.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
what
it's
I.
like
That's the
what?
most painful thing is that they will blame. Here's the thing, though, is that I talked to. It's so fucking dark. I should be saying the name, but like you know, a couple years ago, you know, when I mentioned about witch, you know, I used to have this guy used to talk about. Yeah, we don't mention the witches. Why? So you know, back. So it was like, yeah. So the witch is like filled with evil. When I say evil people, it's like blah blah blah. The worst part is that let's say words are weapons. You can immediately blame someone and say she's a witch. She's a witch. Now how do you know about it? She's a witch? That will go right at it.
And then there was mass hysteria where,
Yeah.
everybody would join in because the next person was saying, you know what I mean?
Yeah, the
I don't
witch.
know, I don't think I
And,
said that right.
Well, I was just like, I always imagine like an innocent woman burning to death, and like the
yeah,
mayor of the
like you don't
town.
need to see what would it look like if she burned to death and if she can fly or teleport. It's like it's not like that, man. You know, even if they're witches, they don't know. Like they have to, they still gotta learn their powers and stuff like that. You know, they're gonna use their powers.
Just an excuse
Just
for
imagine,
humans to show their true nature.
yeah, their true nature. Like just imagine if I can find that story or find any of the story, what would it look like if one of them actually survived burning a stake, like burn, like
Well, no,
survive.
the belief was the only way to kill a witch was burning her at the stake. So if she like exploded, dissipated, she was a witch, and if she just burned to death, she was
She's
human.
human, yeah.
But I always imagine like a woman burning to death at the stake, and like the mayor of the town, like, huh, I guess she was human.
Like how the fuck
every
you,
time, every fucking time.
like come on, bro.
Oh,
Come
another
on.
human.
Like I can make this controversial to them to the point like you guys are just witch. I'm like, bro, witch worshiper. I'm like, bro, it's one of those days where people it's just a to them it's just a made up bullshit. You know, where a woman's not allowed to do any masculine reference that like it's kind of bougie and all that. And it's like I read a lot about it, and I was like, you know what, man, this is why I'm such a
Anything that made a woman not a servant or a product
yeah.
or
I mean, it's kind of
a
bullshit. One of those.
possession.
It's kind of not to mention, those kind of terms on them. Like let's say, well, it's only affects on Christians because I see a lot of Twitter videos where like a normal goth girl just want to get a sandwich at her favorite spot. What is
Harley
that?
Quinn.
What is that screaming over there? It's an angry Christian. You goth bitches, you a witch. I'm like, oh my
Yep.
god, here we go again. What are we in 1800s, bro?
I fucking at my Catholic. I was at a Catholic high school. I was Catholic school all growing up. I went to a Catholic high school for the first semester of high school, and then I switched to regular school after that semester because finally fucking had it. I don't know. Well, I guess my
Yeah, I'd be.
family had it. I had it, but listen. They accused, the scene trend back in the day was to wear as many freaking bracelets on your wrists as you could. The more bracelets you had, the cooler you were. So me
Right.
and my friends had hella bracelets, and we got accused of having every single one of those bracelets be like professing like our love for Satan or some shit like that. Like it was so ridiculous. Like some of them were like "I heart boobies" bracelets. Like this stuff goes towards like
Yeah, breast
charities
cancer.
for cancer and stuff. Like how would you? Why are you calling me satanic? Like they're just
Bro,
bracelets, bro. Like
fun fact, I was kicked out of Christian school 3 or 2 times for my love of Yu-Gi-Oh, my love of horror films, and my love. Well, it was so funny because when I said I tried to, that was the first time I tried to get into Kingdom Hearts, and one of the PE teachers immediately what knows what Kingdom Hearts tried to tell me, yeah, it's satanic as fuck, and I was like, I'm still gonna love it anyway. They have a conference with my parents, and they were just like, yeah, you gotta leave the school, and I was like, fine
go
then.
Carlos, being in like a Hispanic like house. Wasn't there like a thing that happened in Mexico, like a big thing where
Did you just assume I'm Mexican?
or I'm sorry about that. I'm sorry about that.
I'm just kidding
But
with you. I'm just kidding. I'm not Mexican though.
okay, well, what? Okay, for future reference, what is your ethnicity?
I'm half Colombian. And well, I'm not half Colombian. I mean, I always keep saying because I have Italian blood. We have Italian
Oh,
blood in us,
fire,
so I'm mainly Colombian. So
fire.
people always, but yeah, it's true. Latino household,
They
they're
didn't like,
mainly Christians.
yeah, and wasn't there like a thing with Pokemon that it got banned in some like South American countries because
Not Colombia though, because Colombia has a lot of Pokemon fans.
okay,
Yeah, it has
okay.
a lot of
I know
Pokemon
there was
fans.
some like South American countries that thought that it was
Yeah,
like
I think I know
satanic.
what you're
And
talking about. It has to do with between Brazil to Colombia. Colombia is the first foreign country to open up their satanic church. The first foreign. I could be wrong. Prove me if I'm wrong. Anybody who's watching this video can comment down. Give me sources. Don't give me that.
yeah, same if I'm wrong
Yeah, if I'm
about the
wrong,
South
but
American
it's the first country
Pokemon thing.
to allow gay marriage, to allow the satanic church. It's doing a lot of respectful things than Christian church. A lot more freedom to it. Like a lot more freedom. It's like it's teaching about what are your actions than what are your beliefs. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, so go into what was I talking about again? I was talking about yeah, so going back to the Latino household, it's like the same thing except a lot more stricter now. I mean, it's not all families, like I it's not all families. I mean, mine don't give a fuck because I told them about like, yeah, no, I'm stopped going with this figurine. Yeah, I'm still gonna go over to the old church whenever there's a food run going on because They made the you got. I don't know if you guys know the food pupusa. So fucking good.
Mm-mm.
It's so fucking good. I can't stop thinking about it. It's like I've been begging.
Mhm.
Just open a food truck.
Right.
A national food thing, and I will only go there. But other than that, it's like doesn't fit me right. So, but it goes. It goes with every family household. It's like if you do one thing, like they say, they will tell you Pokemon is satanic because Pikachu's Satan, or they will say Ben 10 is satanic because he's an alien.
Bro, I love
My
Ben
school
10.
always
Not
said
to
that
mention racism.
Narnia was satanic, and the Golden Compass was also banned at my school, my Catholic
And here's
school.
here's the funny part: racism in and a and a Latino and a Latino Christian, racism's going on with there. So let's say it mainly happens to the daughters more than the son, because I always learned this from some of my family members. Like how the whole praise is that you get a girlfriend, but if your daughter gets a girlfriend, kind of thing. So
Oh yeah, I've one of my girlfriend that my ex
yeah,
girlfriend that was from Texas. Her dad had a talk with me like that.
yeah.
Very Texan, the
So
most Texan thing. It was
yeah, it's a
awesome.
very a Texan thing, but it's a very, very, very Christian thing. So let's say you're dating
Yup,
someone
yup.
that's way beyond your race, like a black person. I seen this a lot, and sometimes they will argue and say, "Oh, you're dating that person, and you must be a criminal." I'm like, you gotta be fucking kidding me. You really gotta bring it up. And not to mention, like when it comes to like same gender couples, they will go right at them, go haha. I mean, there was one time I had someone with me that I had to scold in front of everybody, and after I was walking with her, and she was just saying something, and it was like they're just people being happy. Give me that face and be like, yeah, yeah, they're just people, they're just happy people. It's really, really bizarre in a Christian Latino family. So,
Mm.
but here's the most interest part. Going all the way back to, we were talking about some of the supernatural films. It's always that first character that comes in mind. It's kind of like Diaz.
From what movie?
Let's see. I want to start off with Drag Me to Hell.
I like that.
Um,
That's a good
Deliver Us
movie.
from Evil. I could be wrong. Because I remember hearing the actor is like Latino, and then
What actor?
the actor who plays the priest in Delivers from Evil. Let's see. What's that other film? There's
Oh, the priest. Okay, yeah, I know who you're talking about.
yeah,
I don't
yeah.
know his name though. I
It's
don't
like
know
a
his name.
stereo. It's like a stereotype thing. For supernatural horror films. So, like that's the main thing they will focus on. Like, keep off the bad spirit.
Mhm.
Yeah. So, like that's
Yeah.
that's what goes with the daughters there, and they'll be like they will think it's a witch, or they will go with the son because he might be possessed. It's just any small references that that it goes with your interest, they will blow the fuck up. It will turn into a psychological film
Yeah.
to go like, yeah, we need to kill an animal. And I was like, all right, what kind of animal? A baby animal?
Wow. Yeah, that happened in Drag Me to Hell.
Yeah, and Drag Me to Hell. That one episode in Criminal Minds.
Halloween. It happened in Rob Zombie's Halloween too.
But it's not super not. It's kind of super psychological, but it has to do with like referencing to as a Christian. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Now, again, anybody's watching this, I'm not bashing on Christians. I am not. I'm just saying as the old stereotype facts. Not all Christians, which is evil. Some will have the wrong
Speaking
opinion.
of Christians, have y'all seen the TV show The Righteous Gemstones?
Never heard of it. It's kind of
What about
weird.
you, bro?
I don't watch television. I mainly just stream at home and just be like,
Have you heard of that show, Cole?
Nah.
Okay, so it's got Adam Devine from Workaholics. It's got Danny McBride, who wrote and made it, and it's got John Goodman, and it's got Walton Goggins in it, and it's about like televangelists and like like how those people who like make millions and millions of dollars off of like running like mega churches and coliseums, doing like coliseum churches, and it's like a crime. It was a really good show. I was just wondering.
Did you ever watch that? Did you ever watch that movie I told you to watch, the Bottom of the World?
No, I don't actually. I don't remember that suggestion.
Oh God, it's such a like. It's not a great like. The acting in the movie is really bad, but like the plot, it's like the classic. She was dreaming the whole time, but with a twist.
Okay.
That movie
So
sounds
that's
so
interesting.
recognizing, except it's like a very unnerving murder case.
No, God, how do I even explain it? So like, I'm totally gonna spoil it. I don't care.
That's
But
okay. You can
like,
spoil it.
oh yeah, I planned on it.
Do it.
Spoilers.
Yeah, so it's a couple, like a young couple, are driving from like some place out in the boonies back to Los Angeles where they live, and they stop at a hotel in this tiny little town, like your typical South Dakota town with like a truck stop and a McDonald's. And they stop in this hotel, and it's all
I
like
can
this.
smell it.
Yeah, dude. And he wakes up and his girlfriend's gone. Or oh, hold up. Every time they try and leave this town, her girlfriend or the girlfriend's fucking head like feels like it's gonna explode, and so they have to like stay in the hotel. And like the second day, she disappears and he can't find her anywhere. And there's like this sketchy dude, and he brings the boyfriend out to the middle of the desert and is like, yeah, she's buried here, beneath you. It's like real spiritual or something. He says like beneath us is 1,000 screaming souls or something, and it was like the bottom of the world. And
Okay, yeah, I'm gonna put that in my letterbox right now. That
I
sounds
am
fucking
the end
awesome.
of the world.
yeah, it's got such like
I am the end
like
of
muffled vibes, like the energy in the movie. It's so like anxious.
Y'all never heard of that song? Aw.
Of course, I've heard that song.
Where's it from?
I don't know the song, but I know it's the Acacia Strain.
Yeah, it is the Acacia Strain.
Yeah.
Um,
I
But-
chipped my fucking tooth in an Acacia Strain pit. What were you saying, Cole?
in that movie, after he's like out in the desert, he wakes up and he's married to a completely different woman, and his girlfriend in the dream or whatever was his girlfriend, like, or was his neighbor, and like his wife and his neighbor, and like he's losing his mind. He thinks he's still in a dream. He like swears to God that the dream was real life, and he's like counting peas. He was like, yeah, if it's a dream, there's not going to be any misshapen peas, because like why would my dream keep that much detail?
That movie sounds
Like-
so recognizing. Why
Okay, so
is it
here's
hitting
the-
my
here's the
head?
letterbox.
Yeah, honestly, I'm kind of just throwing in these random details just so I can
Like
see
you're literally throwing me. I'm like, bro,
if I can reawaken something in him.
bro, you're literally getting there. Like my brain is like, my brain's literally like, wait a minute, what are you saying, bro? You're
But massive spoiler alert for this movie is the dude kidnaps his neighbor, like his dream girlfriend, and takes her out to an old abandoned house, and becomes the dude that brought him to the desert, and then ends up killing her.
That's
And
fucking weird.
no, but hold up. And then she wakes up and she's actually overdosing.
Oh,
Yeah,
Oh.
dude. It's like,
that's fucking all over the place. Cause listen to this letterboxed synopsis. It's so fucking obscure. On their road trip through
Oh
the
my
southwestern
God, I just
desert,
scored
Alex and his
something.
girlfriend Starlet arrive in a town in the middle of nowhere and take a room in a mysterious hotel so that Scarlet, who's feeling increasingly ill, can get some rest. Like that
Yeah,
is like that's not a plot. Like that's
that doesn't
crazy.
no justice whatsoever. That's just like, oh, my girlfriend got sick, so we couldn't keep driving.
Yeah, like sometimes shit. He's like, but I kind of like that. I kind of like that they did that because, you know,
Yeah, dude, when I watched it, I thought it was just gonna be like something to fall asleep to, and I watched it thoroughly, and I was just like, what the fuck did I just watch?
Jesus
It
Christ.
blew my mind. Like, it really was all over the place, but it's also a really great watch. Like, very, like, eerie vibes.
Yeah. Have you seen Horse Girl?
No, what's that? Is it...
Sounds
It's
very
just another
familiar.
weird,
Sounds like an
fever
anime.
dream movie. Somebody told me to watch it a while ago, but I haven't watched it yet. But I was just seeing if you guys had seen it, specifically you, Cole, because that movie reminds me of it. Because apparently that's another like really like weird fever dream, David Lynchian type movie.
Yeah, that's the best way to explain it, is like fever dreamy, because like,
Speaking of fever dream, why is it hitting my head? What is that one film like that everybody can't get over that death? You're hitting my head real good.
Black Swan.
No, it's another film. You're hitting my head real good.
But yeah, no,
Like
watch
literally,
Gone
you're
with the
hitting
Wind
my
on
head.
Netflix.
You're like, why does it sound so recognizing? It has a beautiful name, but a tragic story that everybody cannot get over her death.
Fucking Inglorious Bastards.
No,
Rip.
it's a really sad film of this killer kill this girl, and this girl's in a dream world or in an afterlife world.
Oh, it's Lovely Bones.
That fucking film, my God! I don't know why I keep hearing.
I did not like that movie.
I don't know
liked
how.
the book. The book was beautiful, but the movie didn't
Yeah.
do it justice. I hated the movie.
The movie was okay, but I don't know why it hit my head.
Because, hey, did you ever figure out that one movie that you tagged me in?
Yes, it's called Catacombs.
Okay.
Bro, it was directed by Peter Jackson.
Peter Jackson.
What was?
Lovely Bones.
Oh, yeah, that was like his flop. That was like his worst fucking movie. Like,
Not King Kong though.
nah, King Kong was a good movie. People shit on that movie, but I liked it.
That's
I thought it was
crazy.
the best one that they ever made.
Well, honestly, my favorite movie from him is absolutely District 9.
He made that?
Yeah, dude, like, that's like...
Okay, well, yeah.
Wait,
that's
he
my
did
number one movie.
he did a
That's my
King.
number one
Wait,
movie
wait,
from
wait,
him,
wait.
for
Well,
sure.
he also did, like, of course, like, all of the Lord of the Rings, but, like, the movie I really associate him with is District 9.
I didn't know that he did District 9. And I didn't know that he was like a horror movie maker before Lord of the Rings. I didn't know that.
I didn't know that until now.
Dude,
I'm curious.
it's like Splatterhouse or Splatterface or something. Like he was like a really exploitation gore filmmaker, like a grindhouse filmmaker. Like
God,
before
every
Lord of the
time I
Rings.
think of-
It
every
was
time I
so,
think of-
like so bizarre his transition.
Every time I think of Grindhouse, I think of Robert Rodriguez, like the last episode, last episode, where we talk about from Planet Terror to Death Roof.
Oh yeah. Excuse me, gentlemen. I am going to run to the restroom real quick.
Ouch! No. Anyways, well, it's whack, but it's not that whack at all. Anyways, what do you think of Bam from Jackass being kicked off of Jackass 4?
That breaks my heart. Did you watch the full video?
I'm gonna watch it as soon as I'm done. As soon as I heard about it, I was like, bro, y'all want to be canceled. Well,
It breaks my heart, dude.
What's going on? Like, it's trending like crazy.
Well, Bam has been like having alcoholism issues forever, and like he did not like Paramount Pictures and Jeff Tremaine both put him on a very tight leash because he's been known to fuck shit up in the past. and he had to like do a drug. Like if he wanted to leave Pennsylvania, they wanted him to do a drug and alcohol test, and he refused to do that. And he was tired of being like stuck in Pennsylvania because all he was doing was drinking, and so he was losing his shit. And like he had to take basically like a handful of pills every morning for antidepressants, and he had to like provide proof to Paramount Pictures that he was on them. He just like lost his mind, so Jeff Tremaine told him he was booted
Damn.
or something like that.
Damn, I gotta watch it. That kind of sucks.
Hello, gentlemen.
Yeah, and yeah, he's like all heartbroken, but like he definitely had it coming, but it just like breaks my heart to see him fall apart like this.
No, that's something
Urban?
that's something that he's really dedicated from. That's kind of fucked.
Yeah, we're talking about Bam Margera getting booted. He got kicked off of Jackass 4.
For why? I didn't know that.
Because he's a fucking, like, self-sabotaging dude. He's falling apart, man.
Is he really? Why? Like, what's
Yeah, you haven't heard about him in recent times?
No.
Dude, he was on Dr. Phil.
What?
Yeah, dude, he was on Dr. Phil. Like, there's a Dr.
Weren't
Phil.
you on Dr. Phil?
What?
Weren't you on Dr. Like, wasn't one of your tweets on Dr. Phil?
No, they never put it on the air, I don't think, but I did get a DM from Dr. Phil's official Twitter asking for permission to use my tweet.
That's fire.
No way, you were in Dr. Phil?
I didn't know that Bam Margera was on Dr. Phil. That's sad.
I'm surprised I'm hearing you got some involvement with Dr. Phil.
Yeah, we're heavily associated.
What the fuck? That's crazy. Yeah.
I remember seeing that, dude. I thought it was a joke at first because you're Cole and you're a jokester, goofster.
Nah, like dead set. I'll go to Twitter right now and I'll go to the DM.
Yeah. I saw the verified check mark. I think he posted a screenshot and I was like, this is fucking real.
Like, it's not gonna focus well, but like,
what was the tweet? What was your tweet?
bro, I was like drunk as hell, and it's fucking hilarious that this happened. I was so drunk, and I posted, "At Dr. Phil, please help Bam Margera. He says you're the only person he'll listen to, and frankly, I think it's worth a shot."
What the fuck?
Dude, that got Bam Margera on the show. Your tweet got Bam Margera on the show.
Yep.
I bet it did.
Well, then I said, like, I used to look up to him hella, and I just want to see my favorite person do better with 2 crying emojis. And it's fucking hilarious because I'm just, like, envisioning myself fucking smashed crying about Bam
One
Margera.
eye open with the phone, like.
But yeah, and then, like, the next day I woke up and I had a DM, and it said, you have a DM request or a direct message request from Dr. Phil. And I was just like, what the
I
fuck?
would shit myself, dude. Never mind. Yeah, no, that's crazy, man. That's crazy.
Yeah, dude, it was fucking sick.
That's one of the biggest claims to fame I've ever heard in my entire life. I swear. So what happened with him on Dr. Phil? With
He just
Bam
like
Margera?
cried it out, and pretty much Dr. Phil just straight up told him, he's like, hey man, these are your kind of these things that are happening to you are kind of the consequences of your own actions. And he told him to like kind of fucking strap up.
Yeah, I mean,
And he's not wrong at all.
why did Bam Margera feel like he had to go on Dr. Phil? Like,
Have you not heard anything about Bam Margera? Have you not heard anything about Bam Margera since like Jackass?
I haven't heard anything about him. No.
Ever since Ryan Dunn died, he's been fucking losing it, dude.
Yeah,
Like,
I remember that.
I remember that happening.
Like
but I thought he
when
would've
Ryan
gotten a
Dunn
grip
when
by
Ryan
now.
Dunn passed.
I know he had like a hard time for a while, but I thought he had gotten a grip by now.
he has never gotten over it, and like he's him and his girlfriend, like on and off girlfriend, actually recently had a kid a few years ago,
Mm-hmm.
And like between like custody battles with the kid and Ryan Dunn, he's just been like falling apart.
Damn.
Man, that is sad. That sucks, man.
Yeah, man.
That's one of that was like one of the people I fucking grew up with. Like,
Yeah, dude,
honestly.
like I absolutely idolized him. Like I have the entirety of Viva La Bam on my phone actually.
Really.
What are you gonna
Yeah,
do?
I mean-
The fuck I want.
Was
What will Bam do next?
Whatever the fuck
That's
I
crazy,
want.
man.
Yeah, dude.
His dad's still alive.
Yeah, dude. Fucking Uncle Don Vito died.
Ah.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah, I think he lost it over that too. Like, I mean, anyone who knows anything about Bam Margera knows he was like close as hell with his family.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Number
I
one
remember
for
the
him.
alligator scene.
I remember. Oh yeah, that was hilarious. I remember.
The alligator scene was like, ah!
I remember the one where he skied down the stairs through the front door inside. That was funny as fuck.
Remember?
I just remember him always fucking totaling Don Vito's cars.
For real, man. Fucking, like I had one of the coolest lives ever, man. You know, everybody grieves differently, but at some point, you do have to pull yourself up. At some point.
Yeah, like grieve all you want, but like take care of yourself.
Yeah,
See,
man.
that's not what Ryan would want.
Yeah, for
Ryan-
sure.
If Ryan were just to come back, I know this is so hypothetical and you can't say these things, but I don't know. If he would just like come back one day, like, or like if you see him in like, I don't know. He just, I feel like Ryan Dunn would just not want to see his best friend go down the path that he's going.
Yeah, and it's funny because there's like an episode where Ryan Dunn and Bam like team up and like Bam distracts his mom and Ryan
I don't know why I think
Ryan's-
of Jackass too.
and Ryan Dunn steals his mom's car and like gets it fucking absolutely pimped up, like puts it on suspension and like gives it a spoiler and like loads it up with subs and shit and decals, the whole nine. Fucking and when when like Bam failed to distract her, she said, or she was like, "Where's my car?" And Bam was like, "I let Ryan borrow it." And she says, "You let Ryan, the guy who's totaled 8 cars this year, borrow my car?" Like he was
Jesus.
famous for
Year?
wrecking cars.
Huh?
He was just like known for wrecking cars.
Well, shit, man. Isn't that how he died?
Yeah, like it's just like that line broke my heart, dude.
Damn.
Yeah, man. I remember when Ryan Dunn died. That was a fucking hard one for my friend Jonah. Jackass was like we used to do like our own Jackass stunts. I'm pretty sure.
Well,
like,
everybody did their own Jackass stunts.
fuck yeah, man.
Bro, everybody wanted to be Jackass. Like,
Yeah,
what's that one show that it was like produced by Ryan Danrick from Ridiculousness or whatever he pronounced his last name?
Oh, fucking Rob Dyrdek.
Robin Dyrdek.
Yeah.
I fucking hate Rob Dyrdek.
God, like I remember he tried one of the people from him tried to revive Jackass, but in a different title. I'm like, it did not work, my guy.
Yeah, it was. I know exactly what you're talking about too, and it was just like a total ripoff of Jackass, and it was just stupid.
Like, dude, come on, man.
So is Tosh.0 a ripoff of Ridiculousness, or is Ridiculousness a ripoff of Tosh.0?
Ridiculousness is absolutely a ripoff of
It's a
Tosh.0.
it's a
I didn't
ripoff.
know which one came first. I didn't
Yeah,
know.
Tosh.0 absolutely came first.
Wasn't there like another show before Tosh.0, and then Tosh.0 just took that whole thing by storm?
I probably like talk shows with like Charlemagne the God from, or like, I think that's his name. Charlemagne the God did a show like that.
Night Shyamalan?
Nah,
M.
man.
Night Shyamalan, no.
I don't know how to pronounce his last name. Sorry.
No, that's not who we're talking about.
No, Charlemagne the
He's
God.
literally-
He was like a rapper or like a DJ or something, and he was like always on MTV shit.
Like, where? I can't even name a single song from Charlemagne. Why is he so famous?
He does like talk shows and shit.
Yeah, is that why he's famous? Is that like or was he a rapper before that?
I don't know. I'm about to look this man up. Everyone knows who he is, but like nobody
Could you
knows.
imagine if
What
we were on his fucking show right now? He'd probably be screaming at us. And...
Well, let's conclude this one last topic. Monster shit. Who would win, Godzilla or King Kong, and why?
I mean, it's not an argument on paper in every single situation, except for situational situations. That's stupid what I just said, but I hope you know what I mean. Godzilla will always win. But monkey.
I can't. People be like, King Kong win. Why? Monkey. That's why. Monkey.
He monkey.
I don't know if I bring in like logic into it. I feel like King Kong would definitely win just because he's a mammal and he's a primate.
I say
That
God. I
doesn't
say.
matter,
I
though,
say.
because Godzilla has nuclear powers. He has fire breath. He's a nuclear power plant. He has powers. Just by that alone, he should be able to just blast Kong away.
Not
know
to
what I
mention, doesn't he like every time there's a nuclear shooting right at him? Can he just? Excuse me. Can he just explode?
Listen
Like
to this. Listen to this. You're right. King Kong is a fucking monkey. He's a fucking ape. So he's very nimble. Godzilla's very fat.
Well, not only
sluggish.
that,
And
but
listen. He's fat and he's sluggish and he's slow. King Kong is fast and he can.
That's
You know,
true. That's very
So
true.
that my geometry teacher always said that like, like the way that you fight is how. Is what's most important. It's not your size, because I'm like a small guy, so he said that to like inspire me or whatever. He always said it's not about your size, it's about like what you do and how you fight. So I mean, you're right. Kong could easily probably give him a run for his money just by the fact that he's like a nimble monkey.
I mean, not to mention, he could just twist his neck, but at the same time, if he gets on his back, he could just throw himself on the ground with spikes on his back, or if he does it in the front, he could just shoot him right in the front.
Yeah.
Yeah.
well, I'm not even talking about like his body. Like I'm talking like the fact that he's a primate. He's gonna have like creativity and like
That's true. That
a much
explains.
larger learning capacity. He's gonna be able to take advantage of maybe some weaknesses that he'll be able to take note of.
That probably
Yeah,
explains
that's
the
why.
axe.
Okay, that makes sense, because I always had a problem in the trailer with. I have a lot of problems with the trailer. I think it's a fucking horrible trailer.
It
with
was.
but-
It's so funny. Speaking
With
that
him, with the sword,
axe,
I
not a
was like,
sword.
what the fuck is that? Why are they giving King Kong a fucking sword?
It's because
fucking
it's part of
Why
his
would
back.
you give the giant fucking gorilla a fucking axe?
Bro, here's the thing though. It's an axe, by the way, not a sword. And that's one of that's one of Godzilla's piece of back to actually
Oh,
Yeah, it's in the trailer. It's literally in the trailer. It's one of the backs from Godzilla.
did he make it? Did King Kong make it?
Oh my god, if he fucking makes it, then yeah, now
Yeah, like that's what I'm saying.
now
Like
the,
you
now,
gotta take
now the topic's gonna swirl a little more. Like if he actually makes it, yeah, now I'm like that's terrifying.
like you gotta think.
Yikes. It's lagging.
And I feel like you're gonna take that into hand in the writing.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, like, here's the thing, though. I love how in the movie they say Godzilla's the bad guy, and I laugh so hard. Like, since when Godzilla is ever the good guy, or Godzilla's ever the bad guy? He's never the good guy, or he's never the bad guy. Like, that's what's hilarious.
If we're talking about movies, bro, like King Kong is like
And
the original King Kong is like a super racist movie. It's fucking
Yeah, but
horribly
here's the
racist.
thing, though, about... Let me go back to Godzilla real quick. I love when people say
And
Godzilla's.
Godzilla isn't like the original Godzilla isn't at all. The original Godzilla is like a really like it's a metaphor for like war torn, like what nuclear war
Yeah,
did to like
that's
Japan and
true.
shit. And then King Kong is just like a racist, fucking crazy ass movie from the 30s. Like,
That's that's true. I mean, I just love thinking about Godzilla like that because I'm like, bro, when was Godzilla ever the good guy? When
Well,
was he?
Godzilla's never been like a bad guy. He's just
He's never
like
the best. Here's the thing, though. He only comes up when there's a worthy opponent. Like he only comes up when there's a monster destroying a city, and he's just like, you know what? I'm gonna go there and beat my ass so I can keep my title. Why do you think it's called the King of Monsters? Why do you think he goes at the end and he goes, bow to me on that? You know, like, like, come on, man. Like, he wants to keep his title. Here's my thing, though. Here's my thing. I will. That's my bucket list. That is my dream. I will pay almost like $1,000 to see a actual monster fight. That is a dream to see a fight. But
Yep.
if the movie wants to go illogical as an origin of Kong before he earns the name of King Kong, I got a feeling Kong will win. But if it's logical, Godzilla will like nuke his ass. Like
also they made King Kong so big for the movie.
Like he's fucking. That's what I'm saying. When I saw Kong, he's like Jesus.
there's an explanation for that. The Critical Drinker was talking about, oh, he's too. I'm not gonna do his accent. That's fucked up. But
Don't say that.
he's like he's too big. He's too big, and whatever. And I'm like, in the previous movies, they stated numerous times that it was a small monkey, like a baby, and that was in like the 70s, bro. Like Skull Island, that was like the 70s, and he was like a baby monkey in that movie. He's had like what 50, like 40, 50 years to grow now.
Oh, word.
He's
Yeah,
like 1,000 years old.
King Kong.
Yeah.
I don't know if he's a. I don't. No, he's not 1,000.
No.
He's not.
Yeah, I
1,000.
definitely need to watch the newer MonsterVerse movies.
Yeah, I really need to. I mean,
Uh,
I mean, I still,
They're,
I
they're
love
bad.
the.
They're like full of product placement and stuff, but if you get past all of that and like all the flashy CGI shit and all the like just the problems that big epic blockbuster Sony movies have, they're good movies.
I agree. You know.
So
I mean, it's the movie. You know, they can do whatever they want, but if it's logical reason, we know who wins, and yeah, they're just gonna be like, yeah, that's how he earned his title, King Kong, because he kills the shit out of Godzilla. But reality, come on, man, you really gonna say he monkey versus a walking nuclear bomb, where
Right.
you can earn 25 kills in Call of Duty just to activate a fucking nuke, like. Fucking throw bombs at that motherfucker all you like. He's remember Shadow the Hedgehog where he's like chaos control, that kind of shit.
I'm making fucking mac and cheese.
I'm making mac and cheese.
I'm
Chaos
making fucking
control!
Mac and cheese.
Like you fucking explode. You know, like you're in a city destroyed, and Kong has no way to get cover. Number one, motherfucker, you're fucking huge. And second, there is absolutely no way you can survive getting the damage. You know, he'll get damaged, not getting killed from it. It will take him like a few times because he will be having an open wound and just be a little weak to fight it off. But you know, if like I said, if they're gonna use these materials, like logical materials and everything, I just hope Godzilla wins.
I've always loved Kong. I've always loved Godzilla too. Like I said, at the
I'm always a
beginning
big
of the
Godzilla
podcast.
fan.
But I've always loved monkeys. Jane Goodall was a personal hero of mine when I was a little kid. She's like a woman who like studies apes and stuff. I love chimps. I love monkeys. I want a capuchin monkey for a pet. So
I mean, I love monkeys too.
Just out of bias's sake, I hope Kong wins just because I like monkeys. But Godzilla is like such a fucking cool character too.
It's not. He's just.
But I
not,
think we all know that they're not gonna there's not gonna be like one clear winner. I think they're gonna team up against somebody.
Mecha Godzilla.
Yeah.
Yeah, because like
Or the U.S. I don't know. Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, but that's the
Yeah.
thing though. It's because I remember watching a movie where they actually defeated Godzilla by using Mecha Godzilla.
That's fucked up.
Yeah, that was like a really old Japanese film I saw like a long, long time ago. Um, it was like, god damn. So when I saw the trailer, I was like, oh, you know what? It's gonna be like Batman versus Superman. There's,
That's
yeah, I
exactly
got
what.
a feeling because I'm like,
What happened in that movie? What happened? Why do you
okay,
guys say that?
spoiler alert. It was called Batman versus Superman, but it was only like a 5 to 10 minute fight, and
And
then
then they had
Okay, so here's what I think is going to happen. I think like the fight that we see I mean, obviously the fight that we see in the trailer is like, well, I guess okay, that goes without saying. So never mind. I was going to say that the fight that we see in the trailer is like the first fight is going to be like the first one. I don't know. There's 2 fights in the trailer that we see. There's like 2 or 3 fights. There's like a jungle sequence, so that's going to be pretty cool.
yeah.
yeah, I'm very curious.
Not
Like,
going to be just 10 minutes of them fighting, and I hope it's not. I hope that little fucking kid doesn't take up a lot of screen time.
I hope because I
Um,
actually like the idea of King the Monster. I mean that.
I like the idea of humans being in the film because it can really progress the plot and it gives
That's
people
true.
something to relate to, and it like it keeps the film grounded
It keeps
and
it going with the
yeah,
intensity and all that.
yeah.
You need
But I
human
just hope it's
characters
not
at least.
like why I just hate when movies use kids as manipulation.
Millie Brown.
Which I feel like this is definitely going to be the case. I feel like they're going to use that kid for a lot of to try to manipulate the viewer to feel a certain way.
yeah, it's gonna be like a. I feel like it's gonna be like a typical like Transformers plot.
Add
It's going to
Megan
be.
Fox
I
to
mean,
it.
it basically is. I mean, like I can't remember what the Transformers plot was
It
exactly.
was always just like
It's like an
some
all
dude.
spark. Like even Stevens just goes like, "Okay, I picked up a cube. Is this Hellraiser? No, it's Megatron in front of my building."
What were you saying, Cole?
They're all like this teenager who or like this guy in his young 20s, like fucking what's his name? Um,
Shia LaBeouf.
yeah, Shia LaBeouf. He like just like a normal dude who's got his own little aspirations and whatnot, and then like the Transformers just like stumble into his life and he gets all heavily involved.
Yeah, just like a random chosen like human character.
Yeah, like
Because it's just like some little girl. Like, who is this little girl? Why do we care about her? Like,
yeah,
it just doesn't. It just doesn't make sense to me. Hopefully,
Yeah.
I don't know. There was like a little kid thing in like the fucking Jurassic World movies, and how she's like half dinosaur. I think is what they were saying in the last one. Like, she has like dinosaur DNA. Because like that was like the implication of like the last Jurassic World, I think, wasn't it?
I have not seen them.
Jurassic World is like
because like it like zooms in on her eye, on the little girl's eye, and then it zooms in on a dinosaur's eye, and they're like the same eye.
I haven't seen the new one. Like that's the ones you're talking about, right? Like
yeah,
with
the Dark World. Fucking, I hated that movie. It was so stupid.
It was okay.
I only saw the first one, and the first one I thought was all right.
I remember the first one was like overly hyped.
Yeah, it was because Chris Pratt was in it, and I think it deserved a lot of the hype. I think it deserved a lot of the hype because everybody's been waiting for a Jurassic Park. I used to spend like days researching when the next Jurassic Park movie was coming out.
Yeah, definitely. Like
same with me. I didn't like the second Jurassic World, to be honest, but I'm excited for the third one because they're bringing back all the cast from the Jurassic Park to
But that can also be a shitty thing too. That can also be manipulation to.
That's true because of small screen times.
It can also just be like the shittiest movie because Jurassic World 1 was all right. Jurassic World 2 was fucking trash. I just hope it doesn't continue in that line and have 3 just be the worst piece of shit ever. I hope 3 makes up
I
for
really hope 3
2.
makes up because they casted the classic, and I'm like, I hope you don't fuck this up. I wanna relive watching Jurassic Park 2. I used to fucking love that movie.
Mm.
Like I
I
used
like
to.
the third one just because of the Spinosaurus.
That's
That was
true.
my
I
favorite
fucking.
one.
Oh my god. What was that? What was that one dinosaur that it was the main villain dinosaur?
And the third one,
it had like
a Spinosaurus.
a
Spinosaurus.
Spinosaurus. Fucking oh my god. I used to draw pictures of it all of that is like
Hmm.
literally my
I used to
favorite.
have books, hella books about dinosaurs. Like, yeah, hell yeah.
God, man, such good times, and I used to annoy my, I used to annoy my family about it, and then and I'm like, God damn, I used to annoy the shit out of my family, thinking I was a Spinosaurus, and then years later, when Step Brothers comes out, I'm like, you know what? I gotta make this truth with my sister. Every time when I talk about Jurassic Park, what's your favorite dinosaur? If it's the right answer, I buy everyone dinner. If not the right answer, I'm gonna beat the living crap out of each one of them. So,
What was your favorite dinosaur?
Spinosaurus, man. It's like you can't tell me
Oh yeah,
Spinosaurus is the coolest looking dinosaur. Like,
it is the coolest, like one of the
motherfucker,
fucking coolest ones, man.
motherfucker, it can swim faster.
Uh,
It can get you like a pterodactyl. It can
it's like half shark, half dinosaur.
like that is terrifying. Imagine getting thrown into the lake just like Jurassic World. How that woman got they did her dirty, by the way. How she got fucking picked up, drop, picked up, drop, picked up, drop, and drop into the ocean. Where she's trying to get out of the ocean, but no, a giant whale source comes out of nowhere.
Oh, the
The
Plesiosaurus.
plesiosaurus, like
I was gonna say that's another really cool dinosaur that I
that's a really
like.
cool
Is
dinosaur. I really
Plesiosaurus.
like that dinosaur.
Titanoboas are cool too. They were
God,
just
that is
basically huge, giant boas, huge, giant snakes.
God, man. I will love to see more of that. You know, I mean, I like the T Rex. When I look
Yeah,
at
I gotta say, my favorite dinosaur is definitely the Tyrannosaurus
Tyrannus,
Rex.
it's a fucking
OG,
beast.
man. Can't go wrong
Just
with them.
because, like, they're from like my area, like South Dakota is where like Tyrannosaurus Rex is like resided.
Uh huh. Uh huh.
Yeah, it's
I think
fucking.
like one of the very first ones unearthed is still at one of the museums up there.
Yeah, it's
Yeah, it's
fucking.
like the most intact Tyrannosaurus Rex skeleton that they've discovered.
Yeah, like 300 or like 3,000 bones or something, right?
Yeah, dude, it was hefty.
Fucking
It's got a
crazy.
name, like the Tyrannosaurus Rex is named like Mary or something, or like Sue.
Yeah, yeah. In Sarasota, Florida, where I live, there's Moat Aquarium, and there's a colossal squid, a dead colossal squid named Molly that they have on
Dude, that's
display.
fucking sick.
Yeah, it's like the length of a room, dude. It's fucking crazy.
It's fucking disturbing. I fucking love it. I just wish they can make it into like a horror theme. You know, because I
Just watch The
remember
Lighthouse, man.
like I remember for years people they've been trying to say they want to make Jurassic into close to horror themed. Like they want to get
Yeah,
close
no,
to
I
horror.
remember they said that about the second one. They were saying the
Yeah,
second one's going to be this dark movie, and it
yeah.
wasn't
I'm like,
dark at all. It was just like, what was so dark about it? I don't know
yeah. What was so
I don't
dark? I
know.
want
It
to
was
like
stupid.
let's admit, Jurassic Park 3 was the most darkest sequel out of the two. Out of the
Yeah,
three, Jurassic Park. Jurassic Park 3 is by
I
far the.
mean,
You
I
can't
don't
tell
know.
me.
2 was pretty scary.
2 was
2 was
scary.
pretty dark
No,
because like,
two was intensely scary, but 3 is dark. You can't tell me seeing. Well, they censored dismemberment, but seeing the blood on it.
yeah, and
Seeing
there
getting
was a plane
eaten.
crash too. Plane crashes are scary as a
You
kid.
know, like, it's fucking scary, but I wish they have an uncut version where we can see the actual dismemberment. Like I know
Hmm.
there was a scene where there was a dismembered scene to it. So like yeah, that's by far the most darkest Jurassic Park I think. I mean, hell, even when I watched it in theaters, I was like terrified because I'm like, okay, there's people on the boat. Cool, we're having fun. Holy shit, where they go? Like,
Right.
you're still flying. There's nobody there.
I remember like fucking watching the King Kong from 2005 and crying when all those like dinosaurs were falling off the edge of the building.
You're
Or
not
off,
wrong.
off the,
I cried at that film. You're not wrong.
right
I'm with
when
you.
they were all falling off the
I'm
edge of
with you.
edge of the cliff.
My dad will make fun of me when I every time when I come back from the gym. He's like, "You smell like King Kong," and I'm like, "God damn it!" Like, dude, King Kong's the first film I actually cried.
If my dad ever makes fun of me for crying at a movie, I will bring up the time where he grabbed me by my wrist at Marley and Me and forced me out of the theater because he couldn't stop crying. I was
Hey,
crying.
we don't talk about
He was
Marley and
crying
Me.
so hard
We don't
that
talk
he had
about
to
we don't talk
leave.
about Hachi or Marley and Me. I'm sorry.
No,
We
Next
don't talk about Marley and
next
Me.
few
Yes,
episodes we
no.
talk about doggy films. We talk about
We
doggy
could.
film. We
We
could.
We
could.
talk about the dog in I Am Legend.
No, we
Sam?
don't bring up Sam. No
Oh.
Hachi, no Sam, no Marley. We talk about that in the next. Oh god, it's surprising the dog is still alive.
That didn't have to happen. Apparently, people saying that he didn't have to kill that dog.
Yeah, he didn't, but you could have just trapped him. But the thing is that the dog,
yeah, that's
the
right.
dog would have
I thought
turned really,
the
really
dog
strong.
got bit by the zombies. The dog was going to turn into a
Well,
zombie.
yeah, but he also trapped that one zombie.
Yeah, here's the thing though, is that the zombie dog, they're vampire zombies, by the way. They're really strong when it comes to hounds. Like, they're very, very strong. So he had a reason to kill it, because like people
But
people
there's a lot
always
of people out there who say that it was a stupid motivation for him to kill it. I think it's completely warranted.
like
I
he
think
had
it's,
to, because you gotta
if my
remember.
dog,
I Am
dog got
Legend is
bit
not
by,
only
like,
a
the
zombie
wolves.
movie. It's a ghoul vampire movie. It's a vampire, because
Yeah,
whenever you throw them to the
the
sun,
original ending of I Am Legend was supposed to be that
yeah,
like
he gave him
he was the villain, that Will Smith was the villain. That was supposed to be the original ending. That like all these people were like really smart and they were trying to defend themselves against Will Smith. I don't know if that would have been better or worse than the ending.
I mean,
that
have you
we
seen the
got.
alternative ending?
I remember the ending, like he like sacrificed himself, didn't he?
Yeah.
That's the original ending. You didn't see the alternative ending. The alternative ending was he gave back the cured patient to them. Like he said, they're smart.
To who?
To the vampires, the zombies. He ends up giving them back, and then all the zombies left. Like as soon as he reinfects her, he gave the zombie he gave her back, and all the zombies would just leave him alone. Like they literally left him alone.
Interesting.
It was a really interesting, because when I saw the alternative ending, that gave me anxieties, because like when I saw Will Smith open that door and the first one to walk out, I was like, oh hell no, please don't bite him. They didn't do anything. All they did is just stare at him angrily. And as soon as he injects her, they just calm down, and they just took her and they just walked back. And then yeah, Will Smith survives. Yeah, Will Smith survived. But here's an interesting theory.
That's
though.
cool.
Will Smith was bit. I think he was bit. He was bit in the chest. I could be wrong. He was bit in the chest.
I mean,
So maybe
I would say getting bit anywhere by a zombie is gonna turn you into a zombie.
Yeah, but he doesn't die, so he just injects the cure to himself. But yeah, you're right. He's like the villain, because it's like he stole someone. It's like he stole the queen, and then they went after him.
Yeah. That was apparently the original ending.
Yeah, that is the that is the original ending. He kills himself, but if you watch the alternative ending, it changes everything. He just gives him back, and he moves out of town. He goes into town with the chick, and then boom, happily ever after, just like that.
And then
Yeah, that's how the ending was supposed to end. But Will Smith got to know about animal animal language. But anyways, I'm gonna conclude this podcast. And next episode, we're gonna go to more of the movies or other things. So, thank you.